What's good, YouTube? You know who it is. Chris Jones, representing Pump Chaser. So I don't know if you guys can tell, I got a nice fucking pump. Literally just got done training. And I apologize for not recording. I know I told you I got a Mind Muscle Connection series going. But guys, if you follow my Instagram, I've been going through some shit lately. I don't know what the fuck's been going on. Well, I actually do know what the fuck's been going on. Been having some crazy ass anxiety attacks. And I'm just now getting over them. Had to do a lot of reflecting. That's a personal journey you got to get through on your own. You can have people support you, but that shit hits you hard. You got to figure that shit out on your own. That's your time. I'm gonna actually do videos discussing my situation. Maybe that shit can help with others. But fuck all that, man. Let me go ahead and introduce you to my new friend right here. I asked on Instagram, what should we name him? I think we should name him Bones Jones. Right? What do y'all think? So we talked about Mind Muscle Connection, guys. And guys, I told you in that other video about, what was the video about? Rotary movements, about how we're all rotary, we move in a rotary fashion, right? I said, if you want to be really good at this bodybuilding shit, you don't have to be an expert, but you need to have basic knowledge of exercise science, basic nutrition information, basic physics, and of course, basic human anatomy. Now, I asked 5 of my friends, right, just to see what they would say. And I asked them, where is the hip? A lot of them, actually all of them, they pointed to this area. Some of them said here, some of them said just this whole area, which is the pelvic girdle, right? And nobody said here. Let me tell you something, guys. This right here is the pelvis. This right here is the femur bone, the thigh bone, right? This little area right here, the head, the end of it, the femoral head, the right at the end, and this little socket on the pelvis, this is actually the hip joint. A lot of people, believe it or not, even a lot of trainers don't even know this. Like I said, you don't gotta be an expert, but basic human anatomy. This little socket, this little area right where they meet up, where they come together. Notice the word joint. The word joint means coming together. Kind of like you have a child. We have joint custody. This is the joint. This bone and this bone coming together, joined together. Just like the leg, the thigh area, the shin area coming together to the knee. Joint, knee, joint. Okay, now this is very important, guys, especially when we're squatting, we're doing things like leg presses. A lot of you don't realize that changes the game when you really engage that hip. When you engage those hips, man, it's gonna increase your power, it's gonna make you safer, and you're gonna have more control over your loads. Rather you're squatting or leg pressing, hell, even doing lunges, you're gonna have more control over your loads when you engage the hips. The pelvic area is more so for balance and distribution, but the hips is where this power comes from. I like to think of the hips very similar to the shoulder. You know how when you got the elbow, it's very simple. You're either extending like here or you're flexing like a curl. That's just really simple functions of the shoulder. When it comes, simple functions of the elbow. The elbow is very simple. Has flexion and extension, right? But the shoulder is very complex. It has a variety of motions. And look how it swivels around, right? It's all over the place. That's why it's so easy to get hurt, because people tend to forget we are rotary creatures. So if you're doing dips and you're trying to flare your elbows out to come down versus letting the shoulder roll down, you're gonna hurt your shoulder. And people say dips are bad in the shoulder. No, dips aren't bad in your fucking shoulder. You're just doing the shit fucking wrong. Okay? The hips is just like the shoulder in a lot of ways. It's gonna rotate a lot. Look at this. Look at this. Let me show you this. Look at the hip flexion. You see that? Hip flexion. This thing moves around very similar to the shoulder. All right? So be looking out for the tutorial videos, guys. I'm gonna really go into depth with you. I'm gonna have my friend help us out here and help you understand form, because honestly, once you understand the functions of joints and things, it really makes activating the muscle very easy. A lot of you guys may have heard the term, work the muscles, don't work the joints. That's fucking bullshit. The only place you can get movement from is muscle. Right? And obviously muscles sit on top of the bone and the joints give you direction, right? It's pretty hard to train your bicep without elbow flexion. Elbow flexion which is like here, like a curling motion, see? That's the only way you can activate a bicep. How the fuck are you gonna train your bicep without training the joints? The whole thing about joint pain, guys, is this. You fuck up your joints when you use a lot of momentum, a lot of jerking, a lot of swinging, and overextending very explosively. Like perfect example, right? The tricep press down. If you wanna hit your tricep, you have to come up here and you squeeze all the way down, right? My elbow is obviously involved, right? But if you lean on it, throw a shitload of weight, and you're doing this, locking out, just like that's when you're fucking up the joints. It's pretty hard to hit your muscles without the joints being activated to some degree. So that's a fucking myth. That's fucking bullshit. You actually work these joints when you bodybuild. It's just you want to control the weight so you don't damage your goddamn joints. So stay tuned, guys. Be looking out for the videos. Sorry it took so long for me to record, but I had to get myself together. And one more thing I want to say. I've already said this on Instagram, but one more thing I want to say. Look at this right here. Notice how you got the rib cage, right? And then for the most part, these bones are pretty thin. You can crack them relatively easy if you get hit hard. Look how thin the humerus is, right? Look how fragile that knee is. How many guys you know hurt their knees, right? Even the hip, look how tiny that is, right? Old people all the time. How many times you hear old people say, I dislocated my hip, right? Look how thick and dense the skull is, though. And you wonder why? Because it protects the brain. The brain, guys, hands down, the most important part of your body. If you don't have a strong mind, you are fucked. You are completely fucked. Rather that's in the gym or in life. You gotta protect your mind, guys. Rest that mind. That central nervous system is responsible for recruiting those fibers. Have you ever heard the term of neurological efficiency? How are you going to command maximum force for your muscles with the central nervous system that's not being rested? And also mental health, guys. Mental health, especially right now with this corona shit and all this crap going on in the world, mental health is very important. Suicides are going up. Guys, if this brain is not protected at all costs, none of this shit matters. Again, videos coming soon. Thank you guys for your support. New launch coming late July, and I'm going to keep posting videos. Comment below. Let me know what you want to see. I'm going to help you guys not only build your physiques, I'm going to enhance your mind-muscle connection, and most of all, keep you motherfuckers from getting hurt. Like, look at this. Look at the spine, guys. Look at the fucking spine. And you see these little discs separating these bones. That way they don't touch. You know, when you're bending and extending and things like that, and you're flexing the spine, it keeps these things from touching. So what the fuck do you think is gonna happen if you're doing touch and go deadlifts, banging shit off the floor, or you're doing squats, or you're doing overhead presses, throwing the weight up and just shaking and bouncing, and your spine is taking this shit year after year. You got 400 pounds in your back and you bouncing out of the hole, bouncing off your hamstrings, moving the weight with momentum, rounding your back on the leg press. What do you think happens here? You're gonna probably slip a disc, bulge a disc, rupture a disc, compress your spine, fucking touching nerves, causing all kinds of pain. Guys, your body's not meant for inertia and a whole bunch of momentum in the gym. Okay? Again, watch my fucking videos. And if you think somebody could benefit from what I'm about to share, share my shit. Like my shit. Uplift me so I can spread the fucking gospel. Anyway, I'm out. Don't forget to like my shit, comment, subscribe. Fuck with your boy. We need a moment of silence before we fuck up these weights.